Farsi, İngilizce.
As you wish.
Okay, let's go. Hi again, everyone. I hope you're staying safe and healthy during these absolutely unprecedented, wild, chaotic, and terrifying times. And thanks for canceling all your Halloween night parties to attend this book club meeting. And I'm a last one. I know you might be tired, but I promise it would not be more than 15 minutes. So let's start with a powerful questioning. The first part is all about the powerful questioning. It is not supposed to blame tools and is not asked with expecting correct answer in your mind. It is open for going all directions. So please be open when you want to ask question. Don't try to manage people. Don't try to blame someone. Just think about the problem and root causes. The first
شیدا جان ببخشید
model.
معذرت میخوام. این یه پاپاپی اونجا هست که you are sharing your entire screen. اونو میشه بندازی پایین وسط پرزنتیشن.
Is it okay now?
Thanks.
Okay. The first one is a decision tree is a decision support tool that uses a tree-like model of decisions and their possible consequences, including chance, even outcomes, resources, costs, and utility. And it is one way to display an algorithm that only contains conditional control statement and things like that. You might see other different kinds of this decision tree, but typically they show the decision nodes typically represented by squares, chance nodes typically represented by circles, and end nodes typically represented by triangle. When you have a complex problem, you want to diagramming the problem, or you want to see things better, you can use this decision tree, and it will be useful. You can have a better understanding, and but you need to consider this one. The branches represent possible answers, and the each node in the tree represent a question. As you can see, even for really simple things. The next one would be issues identification. You might hear this 5 whys, and this sentence is for ex CPO of Toyota, which said, ask why 5 times about every matter. In the Toyota method, asking why 5 times is believed to lead to the conclusion. And also in reality, the number of times you ask why will depend on the depth of your problem. It doesn't matter if you need to ask more than 5 or less. Sometimes 3 or 4 whys would be enough, sufficient to reach the root causes. But with a more complex problem, maybe we can go up to 7 or 8. It depends on your problem. And of course, if there are too few whys, then it would be indicate that your problem hasn't been analyzed in enough depth and detail, and too many whys could indicate over analysis, which both of them are not correct and are not good. You need to consider both sides. And you might, in the second scenario, you might lost sight of the big picture. So the person, and they emphasize the person who must only done those why things, who have done a specific jobs, or has the ownership of the project, that task or job. And it is an iterative technique used to understand cause and effect relationship and underlying in particular problem. And maybe in some cases you have more than one root causes. So it means not all, as you might know, not all problems have a single root causes. So if one wishes to uncover multiple root causes, you can repeat this method again and again, asking different sequence of questions each time. And the method provides no hard and fast rules about what lines of questions to explore or how long to continue to search for additional root causes. You can feel free and repeat this one. But for this to implement this one, you can have this two methods, two ways. First one is Fishbone, and the other one is you can use the tabular model, or they can table things you can visualize with this one. With Fishbones, as you can see there, the defect is shown as the fish's head, facing to the right with the causes, extending to the left as the fishbones, the ribs branch of the backbone for major causes, and with sub branches for root causes. I think I might put some other picture of that. You can have it. And also I found some pre-defined and prepared visualization. You can just go and download it and put your things there. And we have the other one, which called aging questions. It is it's like a framing things, which is they name as a skill, as a really important skill. Framing as an important skill, and you need to see the your idea from different perspective. You need to diagram your questions and options with your team, spend extra time making sure you've gotten all of the important question out, look outside to other teams and alternative framing, and walk through each question and ask, if we decided this one, what will happen, see all the consequences. And you need to come up with your team with a range of options and possible answers to that. So you need to calculate and communicate, which is not really easy, but it has really good benefits for you and your team. Because of that, you need to have common language with your team. You can stick to the problem and go for that. And it is you can have a faster decision making, because you can see all the problem from all the perspective, all the angles. So that's why you can go for the decision directly, but it is not easy. You need to practice it with your team and in different situation, and it mentioned it is really good for tricky situations to use this one. And the other one, it is last but not least, are we done here? And certainly no. We do not want to, we do not end to on a high note. We have just started, we just learned some methods of thinking, framing, 5 why, decision trees. But more than that, you need to, for issue exploration, you need to be an active listener. You need to know how you can ask powerful questions. And it is not all about the techniques and things like that. It is, you need to have a good knowledge about EQ and also brainstorming, value stream mapping, and facilitated discussion. And I need to know there are many things you need to consider, more or less. For example, you understand the problem, you find out what are the root causes, but are we done? No. You need to have action commitment. After that, you need to set goals, make actions, assign action to owners, and define tracking things. So it's not just visualizing and drawing diagram. It's not the end of finding and identifying problems. You need to also commit it on actions. So that's why it is really important to finish the whole process, to see the whole process as a one. Yeah, I think I'm done with the most important part. But if there is any question or if anything you need better explanation and things like that, feel free to ask.
مرسی شیدا، دست در نکن، خیلی عالی بود. من یه سوال دارم در مورد این که الان میخوام بدونم خب برای این الان این پرابلم سالوینگ، خب ما الان 5 تا فریم ورک رو توضیح داد، ایگن کوئسچن، 5 whys، دیسیژن تری، این ماتریکس 2x2 و رد یلو تیبلز و اینا. به نظر تو مثلا تو چه شرایطی باید تصمیم بگیریم از کدوم یکی از این فریم ورک ها باید استفاده کنیم و کدومش جواب میده برای اون پرابلمی که ما we are trying to solve it?
Yeah, I think it depends on the problem, your team situation, and also the maturity. See, for example, for the last one, you need to consider all the aspects. So it means that you need to be mature enough to go through all the steps. It's not really easy. For example, for 5 whys, maybe for I don't know, not that much tricky problem, you can go with that, or maybe problem which is more related to people, you can go and deep dive through different steps. But for some of them, I think you need more knowledge than just go for the root causes. I'm not sure, but I think the most important things would be maturity.
Thank you.
But if others have other idea, feel free to shout at your idea.